Hey there, and welcome. First off, I want to say thank you for taking the time to educate yourself. That is absolutely the first step to any problem, and I can tell you from experience it does get better. In fact, you'll probably laugh at yourself a year from now and wonder how you ever got this confused. But you have to understand, even though you're on the right path trying to figure out how to get your ex back and deal with your feelings, you still lack the ability to fill in the blanks and see the big picture. Now, right here in this video, I'm going to help you with where to start. But before I show you the three of the do's and don'ts to getting your ex back, I want to reiterate that the methods used in my system are extremely powerful, and this information should be used with care. This system is absolutely not for stalkers, manipulators, and abusers. I created this program to be used by people with good intentions and that truly care about the person that they wish to get back with. Alright, so let's get down to it. Here are a few of the don'ts. First is what I like to call text bombardment. This is when you text your ex constantly, trying to get a reaction out of him, or just to let them know that you're thinking of him, or worse, telling them how much you need him and can't live without him. We're all probably guilty of this at some point in our lives, and it's not the end of the world if you've already done this, but texting your ex into submission will never work. All it does is make them withdraw even further from you, and many times to the point where they block you out completely. You know, they'll see your text message and they'll just say, "Yeah, he's texting me again. Doesn't he have a life? What's his deal?" So no good can come from it, and I'll go into exactly why in the course. Alright, second is drunk dialing. I'm sure you've experienced or heard of this one. It's when you go out and try to forget about your ex, and you have too much to drink and you end up calling your ex while you're hammered. This is not a good way to pique their interest, and most of the time you just end up looking like a fool to them. Delete their number from your phone if you have to. Keep it at home and just delete it out. Put it back in the morning if if you're worried about it, or have your friend hold your phone for the night. But trust me, drunk dialing is not effective. And the last is conveying neediness, which is actually what text bombardment and drunk dialing are doing. Essentially, you are subconsciously communicating to your ex that you absolutely can't live without them. And unfortunately, that is a bad thing. I know that sounds strange. I mean, Shakespeare and all the romantics have conditioned us to believe that we should tell our lovers how much we love them. But unfortunately, that's not how the real world works. I mean, think about it. Isn't it human nature to want what we can't have? Okay, so hopefully going over those three don'ts has given you something to think about. I would now like to go over what I believe your first step should be. The first is agree with the breakup. I know it sounds contrary to what you want to hear, but your ex has already taken the initiative, whether it was by breaking up with you, or cheating on you, or pushing you away, or whatever it was that caused you to cease being together. You need to accept that your ex is not going to come running back to you until you've dealt with a few issues and piqued their interest. You also need to realize that it's very unlikely that your ex is even ready to talk about getting back together. Your immediate attitude should be like, "Yes, you're right. I've been thinking about it too. We really shouldn't be together right now." The reason for this is you have to plant the seeds of a desirable you in their mind. When you beg for them to stay with you, you're reinforcing the negative. When you agree with them, you're eliminating conflict, and you're subconsciously admitting that something needs to be fixed in order for you both to be happy. So in a sense, they see you wanting to be with them as denial, and therefore if they did come back, it would just lead to more pain. And the second point here is show them that your life goes on without them. Remember how I said that we want what we can't have? Nothing positive will come from you smothering your ex with phone calls, texts, or always talking about the way things used to be. Your ex needs to see that you are wanted and that they are just as lucky to have you as you are to have them. You need to reshape the image of you in their mind. Let me repeat that. Reshape how your ex sees you. That means you have to trigger the right emotions and portray yourself in a way that is appealing to them. This is a small part of that transition. Finally, be cool. You need to strive for normalcy with your ex. Being nervous, shaky, and obsessive is not attractive to anyone. It's just a constant reminder that something is wrong. This sounds corny, but think of all those Disney movies with Prince Charming. He always holds his head high and commands respect. Do you think he would ever get the princess if he kept tugging on her dress every second to tell her how beautiful she was? Of course not. She would think he was overly obsessive compulsive, and he would make her want to run all the way back to her fairy godmother. Okay, that's a bad analogy, I know. But my point is, your ex needs to start seeing you as the person they once loved. You need to trigger positive emotions and reverse or eliminate the negative ones. Look, you're not in this alone. I've been there, and I've learned so much since that time in my life. I'm offering you a chance to make sense of what is going on right now and create an effective strategy to get your ex to look at you that certain way again. And I'm not even going to pretend to be a salesman here. I know I mumble. I know I can't pitch. But that's not what I'm trying to do. I just want to share with you this amazing package I put together full of all the strategies I used to actually get my ex back. And I know either you'll be interested or you won't. Alright, that was my amazing sales pitch. So if that sounds good to you, then just click on the link below this video to get instant access to the entire course. And I know once I reveal my relationship epiphanies, you're going to look at this whole situation with a brighter, much more hopeful light. Thank you for listening, and best of luck.